Memorial for every victim of war. Joe Mazzello and Academy Award winner John Voight and Monument. Now playing at the Angelica in D.C. and Fairfax. Tickets at monument.film.
Partial shutdown of a federal department is over. President Trump has signed a DHS spending bill.
For the first time in 76 days, the Department of Homeland Security is reopened. The House signed off on a Senate-approved plan funding the department, except for ICE and Border Patrol. President Trump quickly signed the measure, ending a federal shutdown triggered back in February. A separate measure backed by Republicans in the House and Senate would boost funding for immigration enforcement by another $70 billion through the duration of President Trump's term. Democrats resisted a full DHS funding bill without reforms to ICE and CPB, following a pair of deadly shootings in Minneapolis during anti-ICE protests. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
For the second time in as many days, a gun was found at St. Charles County High School. Make that St. Charles High School in Waldorf. Superintendent Maria Navarro telling 7 News.
It is unbelievable. I am processing as everybody else is processing. It is unacceptable. I am thankful that our students speak up, and I'm thankful that our staff react quickly. Our SRO was amazing. Our administrators were amazing. No one was hurt. But guns in the community are coming into our schools.
The school was cleared. Another sweep was conducted as the Charles County Sheriff's Office investigation continues. The students involved have been referred to the state's Department of Juvenile Services. A 19-year-old has been arrested in the shooting of a 17-year-old male yesterday during the incident at Blake High School in Montgomery County. Jabia Gumbo of Silver Spring is facing first-degree assault charges. Additional charges are pending as Montgomery County Police continue their investigation. Following the alleged assault of a student, a staffer at Duval High School in Prince George's County is now on administrative leave. The school's community received a letter from the principal describing Wednesday's incident as serious and inappropriate physical conduct. With criminal charges a possibility, Prince George's County Police are investigating. After several legal defeats, one of the data center developers of the Prince William Digital Gateway is expected to file an appeal with Virginia's highest court.
I just think on the merits that this case is really dead.
QTS reportedly filing that appeal today, while former State Senator Jeff Peterson, attorney for groups fighting the Digital Gateway, insists.
I just don't see what they're going to tell the Supreme Court when Prince William County itself has acknowledged the fact that the notice was invalid and the hearing was void. So what are we talking about?
Compass, the second and larger developer, already announced it is no longer fighting to keep the massive data center project alive. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Checking your money, the Dow finished up 790. The NASDAQ finished up 219. Traffic and weather next. And Mark Levin on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
But real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals.
Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics.
But what truly matters is what comes next.
We interpret the results.
Connect the dots and deliver a physician-led, personalized plan you can act on with confidence.
Because information alone doesn't change outcomes.
Insight does.
At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test.
It begins there.
Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Coming up on 6:05, here's Michelle Murray with the latest from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Circling traffic on 66 westbound between the Beltway and 123, and then westbound between 28 and 29 in Centerville. Disabled vehicle is being moved to the right shoulder. Traffic is jammed from the Fairfax County Parkway. An accident now reported on the outer loop at Van Dorn Street, blocking 2 right lanes, and watch for delays from Springfield, and delays continue to the Wilson Bridge. Earlier accident, though, in Alexandria and northbound Route 1 at Fort Hunt Road cleared, and the accident in Chantilly on southbound 28 between McLaren Road and Air and Space Museum Parkway has also been cleared. In Georgetown, watch out for an accident now on Wisconsin Avenue between M Street and 37th Street. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's a WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Morning, just a little cool to start the month of May. Mainly clear sky tonight, lows in the mid-40s. There could be a few pop-up showers Friday, otherwise mainly sunny, high 68. A few scattered showers Saturday, cloudy otherwise, highs around 60. And sunshine on Sunday, low 44, afternoon high 62. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau from the Weather Channel on WMAL.
Currently 68 degrees in Woodbridge, 68 in Waldorf, 68 Reagan National, partly cloudy. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Time post deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Who's Graham Plattner? People know who Graham Plattner is? He's going to be the Democrat nominee for the United States Senate in Maine. And he chased off the current governor, who's awful, in the Democrat primary. And Plattner's been supported by Bernie Sanders. Plattner's been supported by Elizabeth Warren. Plattner's supported by Chuck Schumer. Who is he? Our friend Philip Klein at National Review writes, Governor Janet Mills today announced that she was dropping out of the Maine Senate race, with polls showing her way behind Graham Plattner, who's now presumed to be the Democrat who will go up against Susan Collins, Senator, one of the most hotly contested races of the year. Plattner was largely unknown at this point last year, and yet managed to drive a sitting government out of the primary before a single vote was cast. But he had one thing going for him, which is the gained attention for his anti-Semitism. That is, ticket to success in the Democrat Party. Oh, yes. Had a Nazi tattoo. He was just going through a phase, after he was in the military. He said, just going through a phase. Said women can avoid rape if they act like an adult. Yeah, he didn't really mean that, you know. He's a national socialist. So the socialists back him and the so-called nationalists back him. But you know what a national socialist is. They're Nazis. That he was just going through a stage, you know. No, he wasn't. Hassan Piker, one of the lowest of the lowlives in our society, born in America, raised in Turkey. And then, of course, his family brings him back, born into great wealth, pretends he wasn't.
The fuck?
Marxist Islamist, who supports Hamas, who supports other terror groups.
Wow.
In fact, Graham Plattner endorsed Hamas too. He gave credit to Hamas in 2014. And the Democrat establishment refused to oppose him. The Democrat leadership refused to oppose him. Even Schumer, who claims to be Jewish, refuses to oppose him. Because they want power, they want that seat. No matter what. Therein lies the difference between we, constitutional conservatives, and the rest of them. Therein lies the difference. Here's Hassan Piker on his Twitch stream yesterday. Cut 21, go.
Unironically saying Janet Mills is better than Graham Plattner. Please, dude. He was pro-Hamas, okay? He was giving Hamas credit in 2014. Okay, what more do you want? Oh, Jesus Christ. He said, that's a competent military operation. Very nice. That's what he said.
Do you folks think this is funny? Hamas today is raping children, widows, little girls.
Fuck. This
little
phone's
boys,
getting worn out. It don't want to work.
Moms in Gaza. Is that funny? Is it funny how they butchered those innocent, beautiful young people on October? Is that funny? Is that funny how they killed Americans?
I need a backup phone. I'm going to buy one tomorrow.
This is a sick bastard. And so, you know, my view has nothing to do with the First Amendment, freedom of speech. If you're a private company and you own a platform and you're platforming this guy, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Since when do we platform Nazis and Islamists and all the rest of it? Oh, free speech, they say. They would shut down your free speech in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I understand my saying this the other day very much upset traitor Tucker Carlson. And we're finding out that more and more, if not the vast majority of his audience, is overseas. I told you, I'm not surprised in the least. I'm not surprised in the least. He knows exactly who he's kowtowing to. The enemy. The enemy in Iran. Kowtowing to Putin. So forth and so on. But this is Piker. Doesn't he sound like a punk? He is a punk. Here's Graham Plattner on CBS News April 10th about that Nazi tattoo. What's the big deal, really, Major Garrett? And Plattner, cut 23, go.
Graham, there have been a lot of things said about you, things you have written on Reddit, a tattoo you had and a controversy around that. And I want to ask you this, because I don't think it's been put to you this way before. Is there anything you've done or said that you regret that did not come from the stresses you internalized from post-traumatic stress itself? That is to say, is PTSD the explanation for...
So he blames PTSD for his Nazi tattoo, Mr. Producer. And his support for Hamas, PTSD. Is this a joke? Seriously? Go ahead.
Or did you also just make some additional human errors that you want to explain or contextualize?
I've never laid the entire fault of my previous opinions at earlier parts of my life at the feet of only post-traumatic stress. mean, when I left the military, I came out of a hyper-masculine, hyper-violent place. I did 4 tours in the infantry.
Hyper-masculine.
With a crude sense of humor in the infantry. We certainly have a...
Yeah, it's a funny thing, ladies and gentlemen. Most people who even go through what he went through don't come out Nazis. Do they, Mr. Producer? It's a real put-down of our military. It disgusts me how he hides behind that.
Fucker.
They don't come out. They come out, you know, supporters of the Third Reich and the Holocaust and Nazis and supporters of Hamas. They're like this guy Piker. They're real believers, true believers. Go ahead.
View of a lot of topics. And that colored my opinions and my beliefs. Once I left and came out and interacted in the civilian world with lots of different people with very different experiences than my own, many of those beliefs and thoughts and even just language changed.
Yeah, right. And that's why Piker endorses him now, right? That's why Piker endorses him now, because his beliefs changed, right?
So I'm sick of this phone.
Anybody buying this? Well, apparently a lot of Democrats and men are buying
motherfucker.
It. Disgusting. Janet Mills, the current governor who just dropped out of the Democrat primary, she ran an ad last month, cut 24, go.
I proudly served the United States Army, and I was raped. For all women who have ever been raped, the pain never goes away. Graham Plattner said women could avoid rape if they don't get so f***ed up they end up having sex with someone they don't mean to. Mr. Plattner, I was not f***ed up. Plattner said women could avoid rape if they act like adults for the rapists are to
A lot of
blame,
trouble to
not
make a
women
fucking
like me.
post.
Graham Plattner is unacceptable.
Not the Jon Stewart. Not the Bernie Sanders. Not to Elizabeth Warren, not to Chuck Schumer, not to the whole Democrat infrastructure and establishment. They're all in. They're all in with this guy. Here's Jon Stewart on his so-called podcast today. To quote Hakeem Jeffries in a way. Cut 26, go.
It is, I have to tell you, it's insane. The entire setup is somewhat Disney-esque. Or just sort of this, well, first of all, there's always that. There's kind of always the fable of a Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, a kind of, an honest man who has real ideals facing off against a corrupt system that is fueled by money and toxicity and all these different. So there is an archetype for this. But I'm curious in your mind, why did the sort of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington thing catch such fire? What do you think you tapped into? What frustrations?
Hold. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. This guy, John Leibowitz, is really an a-hole. It's always been a POS, in my opinion. Thinks he's so smart, he's a big mouth. Another big mouth. And I've told you before, there's a very fine line between the Marxists and the fascists. Very fine line between the communists and the National Socialists. And you're seeing it play out in the Democrat Party. You're seeing it play out with these podcasters. You see it play out with Tucker Carlson, who sounds more like Hassan Piker than he does any conservative, any MAGA person. Complete fruitcake. Go ahead.
Able to articulate so well early on that people just caught on to, because you weren't, if I may, you weren't mimicking any other politician to my, I mean, there's hints of Sanders in there, but
this is so weird. This is so stupid. They all think they're Socrates the way they ask questions, and they're not Socrates. They're dim-witted. Is this a tough interview, Mr. Producer? Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, like Jimmy Stewart, you mean? Very strange.
I watched that movie.
I want you to know this, America.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Has James Stewart in it.
Go ahead.
A bit iconoclastic when it came to what you were putting out there. And it didn't seem focus grouped and considered. or any of the other artifices that occur with
exactly
with a lot of politicians. So what kind of took off?
Yeah.
I think it's two things. The first is that I actually have politics.
Right.
I have over the years throughout my life, through my experiences overseas, coming home, my disillusionment, I went looking for answers. And in the looking for answers, I read a lot of books, and I developed, frankly,
such bull crap. This guy, neo-Nazi POS. They want that seat desperately. That's the bottom line. He's anti-establishment. Yeah, I'll say he is. He was a lost soul, America, looking for his way, and he found his way to the tattoo parlor and the Nazi tattoo. Things he said about women. He's just a lost soul. The military did it to him. The whole environment of the military did it to him. And now he's running against the man. He's running against the system. He's got the backing of a Bernie Sanders, fan of Hamas himself. Backing of Elizabeth Warren, same thing. Backing of Hassan Piker. Oh, yeah. John Stewart, man. All those great revolutionaries. All millionaires, by the way. Oh, yeah, they're really against the system. And now they found Graham. That's right, Graham Plattner. He's just different. He's going to be a Democrat nominee for the Senate. Everyone's focused on his damn tattoo. What's that all about? Cut 27, Mr. Producer. Go.
Graham, can I ask you a question? It's a slight change of topic, but first of all, let me just say, all I heard about you.
First of all, look how deferential this guy is. Graham, can I ask you a question? Pretty please, Graham, can I? It's a little off topic. It's a little different, Graham. Go ahead.
You guys got a tattoo and some Reddit posts that aren't any good.
Yes.
And yet, as I talk to you, your candidacy, the way that it's resonating with people, it couldn't make more sense. It's logical. I can almost watch the bottom stair and you walking up the stairs as something that is organic and builds naturally and makes.
God, is this sickening and pathetic? It's organic and it strikes me as true. Walking up the stairs, dropping the Nazism and the rape stuff and all the rest of these people are trying to stick it to you, and here you are. You're at the top of the stairs. Angelic. I see your wings. I see another Democrat senator. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Folks, Mark Levin here with exciting news on launch of our third season of On the Front Lines, my original podcast series in partnership with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Now, this season's premiere episode, Faith and Fellowship in a Changing World, confronts the moment we're living in right now, a world shaken by escalating conflict, rising anti-Semitism, and a growing effort to push faith out of public life. Joining me once again is Yael Eckstein, President and CEO of the Fellowship, as we go beyond the headlines to examine what these times demand of people who still believe in truth, moral clarity, and the Judeo-Christian values that built free societies. We'll explore historic parallels, the spiritual roots of today's hatred, and why fellowship between Christians and Jews matters now more than ever, not as politics, but as conviction and obedience. On the Front Lines isn't about staying silent, it's about standing firm. Find the new season of On the Front Lines on the Mark Levin Show podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts.
On on the outer loop leaving Springfield, starting at Van Dorn Street, heading for the Wilson Bridge. Inner loop out of Tysons from Route 123 continues across the American Legion Bridge and then off and on to the exit for 270. George Washington Parkway still barely moving after Route 123, trying to get out to the Beltway. 395 hung up leaving the Pentagon into D.C., right into the entrance at the 3rd Street Tunnel. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast. Mostly clear tonight, lows near 45, increasing clouds for your Friday. PM showers, high of 60.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
There's a fairly long piece here in the New York Slimes, which of course has done 3 puff pieces on Hassan Piker. Same newspaper that promoted Hamas casualty numbers. The same newspaper that covered up the Holocaust. The same newspaper that covered up Stalin's slaughter of the Ukrainians in 1932. That newspaper. Same newspaper who brought us Fidel Castro in Cuba. Plattner has a long history of making inflammatory statements online, but he's apologized for many of them. Also untested on the national stage at a campaign event on Tuesday night, 2 voters were concerned the Republicans would tear him apart, you know. Excuse me, cholera. That is well into the article. Well into the article. After they're gushing all over him as an upstart, a progressive, an outsider, and all the rest of it. I'll be right back. It seems like the government can't do simple. They made the tax code impenetrable. They buried Social Security in red tape. They turned Medicare into thousands of plans with rules that change every year. And as a result, millions of seniors in this country have their own Medicare plans that might not fit their needs. And many people only find out when it's too late. And that's where Chapter can help. Chapter is the only Medicare advisor that compares every plan nationwide. So when you call Chapter, you talk to a licensed advisor who will find the plan that actually fits your doctors, your prescriptions, your life. Now, if you're already on the best plan for your needs, they'll tell you. If you're not, they can help you switch. Just last year, Chapter saved folks on average $1,100 simply by identifying better fitting plans. Now, call with Chapter is free, and they can review your options in about 20 minutes or less. So dial pound 250. Say the keyword Medicare Help. That's pound 250, keyword Medicare Help.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Scott Lynn. A 19-year-old has been arrested in the shooting of a 17-year-old yesterday during the incident at Blake High School in Montgomery County. Jabia Gombo of Silver Spring is facing first-degree assault charges. More charges may be pending. A second gun in as many days found at St. Charles High School in Waldorf. As the investigation continues, students said to be involved have been referred to the state's Department of Juvenile Services. The president has signed a DHS spending bill. This after the House voted to fund much of the Department of Homeland Security and bring an end to the longest agency shutdown in history. Up next, traffic and weather.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Premier hosts on Verbo deliver quality vacation rental stays with fast responses and clear instructions.
Oh, I had a question. Our host replied super quick.
Premier Move.
Wish I had a Premier group chat. They won't even write me back.
Book a top-rated stay with a Premier host. If you know, give Verbo.
And we're back in the Miller's yard. It's springtime, and their True Green lawn is thriving.
They got a lawn like a golf course here in New York without wasting a weekend. And PGA Tour golfers started showing up.
Like this pro who's never seen spring grass this perfect outside a course.
Has to dodge the bikes and the recycling bins.
Oh, perfectly struck.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Tap the screen now to sign up at truegreen.com. Exclusions apply. See truegreen.com for details.
IPVanish protects every device you own. Your phone, your laptop, your smart TV. If it connects to the internet, it should be protected. IPVanish encrypts your connection and masks your IP address, helping keep your browsing private at home and on public Wi-Fi. And with no device limits, one account covers everything. Stream with added privacy. Browse securely. Connect with confidence. Right now, save 83% off the 2-year plan. Get started today at ipvanish.com/audio and take control of your privacy with IPVanish.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection. It's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
My name is David Goss, and I'm joined by my co-host Megan Klinenberg.
Everything up until this point has been an outside look at the World Cup, and now we're giving people an inside look. There's a lot of outside noise for goals. We thought
how major it really is, because you really feel, okay, this isn't just a sporting event. This is us.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast, presented by Henco. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news.
Mark Levin, America's tyranny hunter. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
Nazis, Marxists, Islamists, neo-fascists. Are these the people who are going to take over the Democrat Party and the Republican Party? The Republican Party's putting up a fight, largely due to people like me. And if you don't believe me, I am so deep into Trader Tucker Carlson's pea brain. It's not even funny. He's got a very limited vocabulary. Apparently my name is part of it. How could this guy that just does a weekend show, Marjorie Trader Gangrene, how can this guy that just does a weekend show on Fox? How can he do this to us? Why do people listen to him? Well, folks, you're out there. We have millions of people on the radio program, and they can't make it on radio. We have millions of people on Fox. They can't make it on Fox. They don't know how to behave. And now it comes out that most of his audience is overseas. And I warned you about this, bots. And what I've come to learn in this podcast world, where there are some great podcasters and then a lot of nimrods, is that truly calibrating the size of the viewership is impossible. It's an impossibility. It's impossible. So you're fed a lot of BS about it. My God, he's got 20 million. 20 million what? Followers. No, he doesn't. Well, it says so. Of course it says so. And then where are they from? Remember those polls that said that Donald Trump was at 1,000,000%? And these clowns were at 6%. Well, if they literally had 20 million Americans following them, then they wouldn't be at 6%, would they, Mr. Producer? I understand that a great number of their most committed viewers are in Pakistan. You wonder why some of these people kiss the butts of people like Putin, kiss the butts of people like the Iranian regime, people in Qatar, because that's their focus. That's their bread and butter. That's their grift. Not Americans. Americans don't want to hear all this anti-Christian stuff, anti-Jewish stuff. Americans don't want to hear that Hitler's the good guy and Churchill's the bad guy. Americans don't want to hear this crap. And Tucker Carlson, by the way, comes out with this video, and it's amazing to me with all the media he leaks to and that try desperately to make him relevant. It amazes me that none of them ask him about these texts he had with the enemy, the Iranian regime in the lead up to the war. He had texts with the enemy. And then he puts out the video. He says, the CIA is coming after me. They have my texts with Iran. It's a FARA complaint. Well, FARA and the CIA has nothing to do with FARA. You don't understand. And I'm trying to get ahead of this thing because apparently they're going to charge me. The CIA says, we don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. DOJ says, we don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. Yeah, but he knows what he's talking about in this regard anyway, right? He knows if he texts the enemy, and he obviously did. So how come he doesn't release them? How come we can't read them? This is why the guy pushes Sharia law and not the Constitution. When's the last time he spoke about that in any rational way? This is why the guy attacked Christianity, because of his Islamist audience. This is why he attacks Jews and Israel relentlessly, because the Islamic audience loves that. Ooh, we love listening to, what's his name? Tucker? What kind of name is Tucker? We love listening to him. And they play him on state TV in Iran. They play him on state TV in Russia. They play him on state TV in Qatar, in Saudi Arabia. Wow. You know where else they play him on state TV? Here in America. Oh, they're pushing the hell out of these nuts because they want the world to believe they represent you and me. They're anti-Americanism. They're pro-Islamism. Nah, that's not us. President knows it. That's why he kicked him out. And so they're attacking him now. So this guy says on his own podcast, Trump is now a failed president. He's a failure. He's failed. Wow. The media goes, no, hey, headline that one, baby. Headline. Why do we care what this scumbag says? Why do we care? It's a scumbag. He's not the only one. There's several of them. Now, a cabal of them. Yes, yes. So, Hassan Piker, Tucker Carlson, then you got this Graham Plattner. Sick bastards. Truly America. Truly sick. Unbelievable, actually. If we get creamed in the midterm elections, you know who to thank. Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Nick Fuentes, who's out there campaigning for the Democrats. You got people like bloated Steve Bannon. It's not that they have big audiences. It's that the mainstream media, so-called, use these people, push them out there, and the average person who's not watching and listening to all this, say, oh my God, the Republicans stand for that? Are you serious? Oh, yes, Tucker said it, and there it is. It's on the Drudge Report. What? Oh, yeah. It's covered in these newspapers. What? That's why the left-wing media and aggregators push it. They consume it. They give it sensationalistic headlines, and they push it and push it and push it. Donald Trump didn't make the decision to go into the war. You know who made that decision, Mr. Producer? Me. I made the decision. The Jews made the decision. Israel made the decision. Now, what does that say about Donald Trump when people talk that way? It's disgusting what they're doing. And he's listened to them. Listen to their reports that the lead up to this military operation is what I call it. He was pressured. New York Times. As they talked to Carlson. Is it true that you pressured the president in the lead up? No, it's not. Who's giving you that crap, Tucker? Then we have Mediaite, which is completely bastardized. Just a horrendous yellow so-called journalism website. In the lead up to the war, this war, they're not talking about June, this one, Tucker Carlson and Mark Levin visited the White House, pushing opposite positions. I never visited the White House in the lead up to the war. The only time I was there in the last many months was Hanukkah. See what we see? The Jewish conspiracy under the cover of Hanukkah. These are mentally ill people. They are extremists. They're destroying our country. Not because they are influencers, but because there's a marriage between the media, the Democrats, the Marxists, the Islamists, and the woke right. They all have one thing in common: to take down the country. To take it down. Constantly trashing our country. Constantly. And the president knows this well. On the same side of our military operation, rooting for the enemy. Hoping something goes wrong so they can blame Trump or the Jews or Netanyahu. And when they do this stuff, the enemy hears it. And the enemy knows it. These are conspiracy nuts, constantly chasing UFOs and demons and all the rest of it. What do you know about people? What have they succeeded at exactly? They written something intelligent? Have they ever said anything intelligent? No, they haven't. Boy, Ron DeSantis is killing it. He's doing a great, great job. Listen to this. Today at a news conference, they're going to add 4 Republican seats in Florida. And I spent a lot of time yesterday talking to you about that Supreme Court decision involving Louisiana. And I'm going to spend a lot of time on Fox Saturday talking about it too. There's overlap audiences. Some of the listeners and viewers are different. But listen to DeSantis. Cut 5, go.
We're going to do maximum warfare against Republicans. Florida Republicans, you F around, you're going to find out all this stuff. And, what I said was, listen, and he's like, oh, if you do the redistricting, we're going to take out all your members. We're going to do all this stuff. And what I said was, go ahead, make my day. You don't think we're going to... You want to come down here and spend money and in Florida, roll the dice and take your chances, but don't think that you can come down here, issue threats to us, and somehow you're going to make us flinch. That is not happening. And in fact, it did not happen, because as soon as he came out and started doing that last week, Florida legislature turned around and they passed a new map.
Mm-hmm. And the Supreme Court ruling, which says that's enough. No more racist gerrymandering. You can gerrymander based on politics. You can't gerrymander based on racism. The Democrats can't do it and the Republicans can't do it. That's got to stop. That's not what the Voting Rights Act of 1965 says. That's not what it says. He's right. And the court is right. You can go ahead and look at it yourself. Section 2 is like 1 or 2 sentences. Specifically says the opposite. But the Democrats think they own this issue. Of course, the reason the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1965 Voting Rights Act, often called the 1965 Civil Rights Act, the reason they were both passed was to deal with Democrats. Democrats. And the court's still dealing with Democrats. Because I believe if minorities actually understood the history of the Democrat Party and actually understood what the Democrat Party is today, they would abandon it. They would abandon it. It's an evil party with evil people who run the damn thing. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
WMAL.
Beltway traffic remains jammed on the inner loop from the Dulles Toll Road across the American Legion Bridge, the George Washington Parkway, going to slow for more than a mile trying to get onto the Beltway. Into Bethesda, seeing delays just after Old Georgetown Road, continuing through the curves into Silver Spring, most of the way around to Georgia Avenue. Outer loop often on the brakes, New Hampshire Avenue over to Georgia Avenue. 395 still the slow ride north after the Pentagon into D.C. past the exit for Main Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Mostly clear tonight, lows near 45, increasing clouds for your Friday. PM showers, high of 67.
Make this summer count at Jefferson Community College. With summer classes offered in just 3, 4, or 8-week formats, you can earn college credit faster, online or on campus. Whether you want to get ahead, catch up, or stay on track towards your degree, Jefferson's summer courses are designed to fit your schedule. Classes begin late May with multiple start dates throughout the summer. Registration is open, but spots fill quickly. Jumpstart your future this summer at Jefferson Community College. Register today at sunyjefferson.edu.
Jump into the hottest stories at thetopicalfruit.com. Your go-to spot for stories that keep you in the loop. Hear from some of the most fascinating people in pop culture today. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, news about your favorite stars, or studies that will blow your mind, we've got you covered. The Topical Fruit. Citrus got real. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Making sense of your world.
This is no conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Here it is.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 to 9 p.m.
Listen to this, would you?
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. The Bob and Tom Show.
Women make things up in their head.
Yeah, is that what you're thinking?
Have you ever met you?
All day, whenever you want.
I will complain about the roundabouts. A lot of women will pull up and stop. There's nothing coming. I don't know if it's women. I feel like it's more age.
Right, you never know. These cars are fast. What
They fly out of nowhere.
Good Lord, people coming at you all angles. My cousin Dorothy, she got hit.
The Bob and Tom Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
WMAL.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Yeah. WMAL, making sense of world events, because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
You know, my doing a radio show is not a right. My doing a TV show is not a right. My doing a video podcast is not a right. I don't own Cumulus Westwood One. I don't own Fox. And I don't own Rumble, YouTube, and the other platforms. My writing a book is not a right. I don't own the publishing house. Simon & Schuster does. That's called freedom. It's called the private sector. It's called capitalism. And yet apparently, some of the worst promoters of Nazism, communism, Islamism, fascism, they believe they have a right to be platformed by private companies. They believe they have a right to be heard. Of course, they have a right to speak, but they don't have a right to be platformed any more than any of you do, or than I do. And yet they wrap themselves in the First Amendment, which has nothing to do with this. There's no government involved. No business is required to platform anybody. That's called freedom. That's called private property. Freedom of association, also in the First Amendment. So when Trader Tucker Carlson whines like a stuck pig, which he often does, oh, they're trying to deplatform me. The Jews, they're trying to deplatform me. What a punk. This guy was born with a platinum foot in his mouth, went to private schools, not the best because he couldn't get in. Private colleges. His father paid the way for him in Washington. Absolutely unexceptional. Starts out as a neocon, writing barely literate, barely coherent pieces for the Weekly Standard and his buddy Bill Kristol. Trashing Pat Buchanan, Now, he is Pat Buchanan, but just not as smart as Pat Buchanan. Just not as accomplished as Pat Buchanan. He bounces around from CNN, then he gets to Fox. Gave him a prime slot, where so many people do extremely well in that slot. And what does he do? He blows it, because he's a schmuck. Same time, he's texting these horrible things about President Trump behind his back. He's all about himself. He's a punk, all about himself. Talking about himself. Constantly interviews the same people. Talks about the same people. Monotonous. The Jews are behind everything. I'll tell you this. He's contributed mightily to the violence against Jews in this country. On the one hand, they can't call him an influencer, and then on the other hand, deny that he's influencing. He's the Hassan Piker of the woke right. It's what he is. It's what he is. He's worse than Nick Fuentes. Everybody knows Nick Fuentes is a barely literate, moronic little puke. Quickly dismissed. Another one who relies on foreign audiences. Another one. But he's worse. Because Fuentes is still stuck in pre-puberty. His cranium hasn't quite developed yet, neither has the rest of them. Katarlson went to the best schools, or secondary best schools. He knows better. So he's a complete fraud and a phony. As he spreads the libels, knowing full well that he's feeding hate, evil, and violence against Jews and against Christians. And he's doing it intentionally. Intentionally. And he's trying to sabotage the midterm elections, as is the entire woke right. As they try to undermine the president, and they use the liberal media, the Democrat media, to promote their message elsewhere. That's exactly what's going on. When we come back, looks like the Democrats are very upset about this Supreme Court decision. I want to explain why. And I also want to explain to you why they're phonies. They don't care if blacks get elected. As Byron Donald said on here yesterday, they only care if Democrat blacks get elected. Otherwise, they will fight all blacks who run as conservatives or Republicans. I'll be right back.
Making sense of the media.
The news media is attacking them because this is what happens when you're a Republican.
Chris Plant, weekdays 9 to noon.
Yeah, our news media, really.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps stand ready to defend the American way of life. The few, the proud, the Marines.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Making sense of the headlines, making sense of your world. WMAL's Vince Colonnades.
Thank you for all you do on the radio show.
What a nice call. Thank you very much.
Weekdays noon to 3. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Can I take your coat?
Oh, you noticed? Yeah, I found it on eBay from a seller in Vegas.
pre-loved and perfect. She listed it and jackpot. Italian leather, classic trench silhouette. And did you see the braided buckle?
Hang on to your claim ticket.
Oh, I'll hang on to this forever. Have you been on eBay? There's so many finds. And I bet that diving watch would sell fast. Just saying.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Imagine the hospital experience. There's a constant parade of serious doctors, countless tests, and a serious diagnosis. Scary surgeries are followed by painful recoveries. You're in the hospital for days, weeks, months. Now imagine you're a child. This is why Starlight exists. Starlight programs help kids in the hospital cope, build resilience, bolster confidence, and change their outlook. Because happiness matters. Visit starlight.org to learn more.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. Good evening. I'm Scott Lynn. Congress has passed a measure to end the partial Department of Homeland Security shutdown.
After sitting on it for weeks, the House passed the Senate DHS funding bill, which funds all of DHS except for ICE and CBP. Republicans will instead fund those two agencies in a 3-year budget reconciliation bill, which allows them to bypass Democrats. President Trump wants that bill on his desk by June 1st. Some House Republican immigration hawks say Democrats have now set a precedent about defunding agendas they don't support. Democratic Senator John Fetterman says the DHS shutdown was a waste of time, posting that DHS employees went unpaid, over 1,000 TSA agents quit, and the nation was less safe.
Fox's Bill Maluzhin. The shutdown had gone on for 76 days. For the second time in as many days, a gun was found at St. Charles High School in Waldorf.
I was in the building. Unfortunately, yesterday we had a gun, and today we had one as well. So that is unacceptable.
Superintendent Maria Navarro telling 7 News guns in the community are coming into schools.
Unfortunately, Charles County is not alone in this problem. My colleagues are having some of the same issues.
Just yesterday in Montgomery County, a fight at Blake High School involving a weapon sent one student to the hospital with a 19-year-old being detained. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
And following that incident at Blake High School, an arrest has been made. School Superintendent Dr. Thomas Taylor.
This was precipitated by an unwelcome, uninvited adult coming onto campus, engaging in a physical altercation with young people on this campus, and ultimately led to a gunshot wound and an injury.
19-year-old Jabia Gumbo of Silver Spring now charged with first-degree assault. The investigation remains active. Additional charges are pending. Gumbo is being held and awaits a bond hearing. It's just an idea at this point, but Loudoun County is looking seriously at going to a year-round school calendar.
This is a big conversation.
An understatement from school board member Lauren Chernoff, who says the county's long list of religious holidays, teacher work days, and whatnot are making summer break shorter and shorter.
Personally, I would support year-round school as a parent and an educator, but we're going to need to do some work on feedback.
Here's some feedback from her colleague, John Pepper.
I'm vehemently against year-round schooling.
He says,
we are talking about putting in IB programs. We are talking about losing students the opportunity to go to governor's school, students who have formative experiences at summer camp.
The county sending surveys to parents to get their input. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
At a detention hearing today for Cole Tomas Allen, the gentleman arrested over the weekend at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. His team is not fighting pretrial detention. He will agree to remain in jail without any argument. Checking your money, the Dow finished up 790 today. The NASDAQ finished up 219. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
In the blink of an eye, a children's hospital can go from a place you've never heard of to the place your whole world depends on. Children's Miracle Network supports local children's hospitals with the help of individual donors like you. Learn more at cmn.org.
You ever see those ridiculous testosterone commercials? They talk to us like we're a bunch of idiots. You see them. Hey, guys, take this pill. It's all nonsense. Everything's perfect. Guys, get it. Age comes for all of us. I know. I'm 51 years old. You lose muscle. That's not good. Workouts get harder. Your recovery's terrible. The results don't show up like they used to. We've all been there. Let me tell you about a product from my good friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They make the best, highest quality supplements in the business, in my opinion. They have a new product called Force. It's filled with ingredients to help support healthy testosterone levels, help power your lean muscle. It's sustaining your lean muscle as you age, helps with your metabolism and overall performance. Force helps support your body's natural growth hormone production, and natural growth hormone, that's the difference maker too. Force takes a scientific next step for you, and that's what you get when the medical doctors design this formula instead of a marketing department designing it. Let's get you started with 20% off and free rush shipping. Just visit brickhousenutrition.com/Dan, enter promo code Dan. That's promo code Dan at brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Again, brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition.
My name is Lindsay, and I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I'm alive today because of this incredible hospital and the generosity of so many who wanted to support it.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Are you a parent of a child with disabilities who desperately needs a break? Then you need to know about Jill's House. To find out more, visit our website, jillshouse.org.
Coming up on 7:05 WMAL Traffic and Weather, here's the latest from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
I-95 South in Virginia, stop-and-go traffic from Lorton continues to Route 123. Beltway delays outer loop Van Dorn Street most of the way to the Wilson Bridge. Still crawling on the inner loop out of Tyson's across the Dulles Toll Road to the American Legion Bridge. George Washington Parkway hung up more than a mile trying to get to the Beltway. Into Bethesda, still very heavy. Inner loop just after Old Georgetown Road through the curves right around to Georgia Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
On the cooler side to start the month of May, we'll see a mainly clear sky tonight, although dropping back to the mid-40s. Friday, a small chance of rain showers, otherwise sunny, afternoon high 68. Saturday, there could be some scattered showers, cloudy otherwise, highs around 60. And Sunday, lots of sunshine, running just a little cool, lows mid-40s, highs low 60s. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau from the Weather Channel on WMAL.
Lots of sunshine across the area. Currently 64 degrees in Woodbridge, Virginia. 65 degrees in Waldorf, Maryland. 64 degrees. Partly sunny skies at Reagan National. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
From the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
No. Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Yes, indeed. You know, everything's not measured by internet bots and foreign eyes on podcasters. Maybe you can measure them by book sales, right, Mr. Producer? Maybe you measure them by a radio audience. Or maybe you measure somebody by their character and substance. I think that's the best way to go, don't you, America? Van Hollen is now backing this guy, Graham Plattner, so the Democrats are all behind him, other than Fetterman, of course. But the Democrats are all behind this neo-Nazi. Because he had a tough upbringing, tough life after he served in the military with the tattoos and his comments about women being raped and all. He didn't mean it. Of course, he didn't mean it now that he's running. Hollywood will line up behind him. Let me ask you a question. He made a lot of, as I recall, a headset tattoo of some kind. He never had a Nazi tattoo. Why? How is it that the Democrats get away with this? It's their media, isn't it? It's their media. It's their entertainers, so-called. Like this guy Kimmel and Bits. Is he going to do spiel after spiel after spiel on his show about Graham Plattner? And what he said about women and what he said about Hamas and his embrace of Nazism? Or is it going to be he went through a tough time? He's explained that. He's gotten that behind him. Will he? What will he do? all these tough guys. What will they do? We already know that John Stewart, what's his name again, Mr. Producer? Leibowitz, John Leibowitz, he's a sellout, if there ever was one. Hat tip to Newsbusters, by the way. John Leibowitz is all in. Bernie, the Stalinist, he's all in. Pocahontas is all in. Sure, they're all lining up. Van Hollen is all in. That lowlife. They're all in. Schumer's all in. This is the Democrat Party, America. Hassan Piker? Doron Mandami? Graham Plattner? They just elect a reprobate for the House from New Jersey. They elected a lieutenant governor, an Islamist in Virginia. CARE, the group CARE, is part of the Democrat Party constituency. You know, parts of the Middle East, CARE is labeled a terrorist organization. And I would like to know, for anybody in government listening to me, whether you're on Capitol Hill or in the administration, how is it that this group still functions in the United States? I know that offends the woke right, but I don't give a damn. It's from the Jerusalem Post. Victory to the resistance. CARE allegedly co-sponsored event writing letters to terrorists. CARE Washington co-hosts an event supporting imprisoned terrorists, raising concerns as its executive director runs for state office. Washington State is what they're talking about. CARE Washington co-organizer. She organized on April 17 an event sending letters to imprisoned terrorists and violent criminals, according to promotional materials in a video published by event co-sponsor Nadal Seattle, as the CARE branch's executive director was in the midst of running for state legislature. A video published on the Palestinian Prisoners Day, an event by Nadal Seattle, on Saturday showed CARE's logo projected on a wall during a presentation, and one CARE Washington representative appeared to be a guest speaker. The logo had appeared on an April 13 telegram advertisement for the event, and Nadal's Instagram post advertised CARE's involvement on Saturday and April 17th. Now, CARE Washington and the representative who appeared as spoken at the event did not respond to multiple queries about participation and event content. They didn't share the promotional materials on its social media accounts either. Nadal explained in a promotional image bearing both the CARE Washington logo and a picture of Palestinian terrorists released as part of a ransom for the October 7 massacred hostages, that the event was geared towards supporting Palestinian prisoners and isolating Israel so they could advance the victory of the resistance and the revolutionary forces of Palestine in the region. Now, this is something Tucker Carlson could get behind. This is something Nick Fuentes could get. By the way, do you see the video of him pushing some woman down the steps? That's all over the place. He sprayed her in the face. She rang his doorbell. She knocked on his door, which she shouldn't have done. She shouldn't have done it. Trespassing. And she had her iPhone up. He answers the door. He obviously looked through his peephole. And he sprayed her in the face with mace. That's what it appeared to be. Then he pushed her hard. A little woman. She wasn't big. Down the steps. And she hit pretty hard down the steps. And he took her phone and he walked in the house. Now, let me tell you something. You shouldn't go up to somebody's house like that. And you shouldn't be taping them. I agree with that. You just shouldn't be doing it. On the other hand, it's a little woman. You don't spray her in the face with mace or whatever the hell it was and push her hard down the stairs either. You tell her to get lost or you call the cops or do something like that. You don't go up to somebody's house like that. The video, you're violating their privacy and their private property. But But you don't have to assault the person either. It's different if it's a big guy with a gun or something. I got that, but it wasn't any of those things. Wasn't any of those things. Back to care. Victory to the resistance, said one speaker during the event. Resistance to what? To you and me, America. America. Resistance. These people come into our country and then they resist us and they want to overthrow us. You should watch the post of, among others, Tommy Robinson. This guy is great. You should watch the post of Tommy Robinson from Britain. Britain's gone to hell in a handbasket. They're gone. Starmer doesn't know what he's doing. The Labour Party's destroying that country.
Yeah, Tommy Robinson from over
walk down the damn streets
over there.
And they admit it.
He drives them crazy.
They
fucking hilarious.
Terrorism warning. Severe. They said severe. What does that mean? I went and I read it. That they believe there will be at least one terrorist attack, major terrorist attack in the next 6 months, Mr. President. Likely involving the Jewish community.
Okay.
They open their borders to Islamists from Pakistan, and they are loaded. Their girls have been raped, gang rapes. I'm not making it up. You can all read it. It's all out there. It was covered up. It was hidden by the government for years, local governments and the national
I had
government.
to trim my fingernails.
It's horrendous. You got this vile third world culture. And it's right here in America, too. I'm not talking about all Muslims. I don't know why I have to say that all the time, but I guess I do. I'm talking about Islamists, jihadis. And the Democrat Party appeases them. They want their votes, no matter the cost. They've turned on a dime against Israel. Why? What did Israel ever do to us? Has Israel attacked us? Has Israel tried to blow us off the face of the earth? No. The Islamists want to blow Israel off the face of the earth and us. This group care. I'm calling on the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security. I'm calling on the Republicans in Congress. There needs to be a full-fledged investigation of this organization, its ties to terrorism, its promotion of terrorism, its efforts to destroy our country. It's not about free speech. That's not free speech. The morons who puke that stuff, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Relation of prisoners in the U.S. and the Daltag Day campaign to free Salah Sarsour was arrested by ICE on April 2 under suspicion of funding terrorist organizations and lying on immigration forms about his conviction for throwing Molotov cocktails in Israel. How does this guy get in here? Oh, the Democrats, I forgot. Another campaign called to free the Holy Land Five, officers of the Holy Land Foundation, convicted of funneling funds to Hamas. This is 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Hamas was born. Out of that meeting, I've told you a million times, Hamas is part of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is the mothership to Al-Qaeda, to Hamas, and scores of other terrorist organizations. CARE is a terrorist front organization. By the way, if they sue anybody, you countersue them and you do full discovery, full depositions, as broadly and as widely as you possibly can. Go deep. Because civil litigation is actually the best way to do discovery. And just so the world knows, I've got a couple of the best brutal lawyers, and I'm one of them, by the way. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Anybody tries that lawfare crap on us, I am ready to go. Brass knuckles and all. So this guy they want freed, the CARE wants freed, Basruk was sentenced to 17 months of prison in October for hate assaults against Jewish students and activists. So the goal here is to dehumanize Jews, to dehumanize Christians. Hey, look, let's just be blunt about it. I talked about this the other night. What's going on in Africa? What's going on in the Congo, in the Sudan, in Nigeria? What's going on? There aren't any Jews to speak of. You've got black Islamists slaughtering black Christians. It's not about a two-state solution. It's about a final solution. Go look. It's all over the internet. It's all there if you want to look. Where are the women's groups in this country? Have they disappeared, Mr. Producer? Where the hell are they? You don't hear a word, not a word about the way women are treated. Where are the civil rights groups in our country? There's real slavery going on in majority black countries in Africa. Why aren't they speaking out? I'm quite serious about this. Nothing. And you notice the Democrats don't speak out against any of it. The slaughter of black Christians by black Islamists, terrorists in Africa, not a word. Not a word. The abuse, the rape, the debauchery against women throughout the Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, not a word. Nothing. Zero. The attacks on Jews all throughout Europe and in our country now. Do you hear the Democrat Party talking about it? No, you don't, do you? No, you don't. But they line up behind Grant Planter, man. They line up behind Hassan Piker. And by the way, have you noticed something else? You know who else the Democrats don't attack anymore, Mr. Producer? Tucker Carlson. Have you noticed that, America? The Democrats are not attacking Tucker Carlson. They're quoting him. In that hearing where the Secretary of War, who gave better than he got, he was outstanding, just attacking him. You had one Democrat woman, Jewish, who's apparently dating a Palestinian in Connecticut, quoting Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, Marjorie Trader Gangrene, quoting them. The Democrats are now quoting Carlson, not denouncing him. The media are platforming him, promoting him. No more denouncing him. Because they know that's the best way to defeat the Republicans and conservatives. That's the truth. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
You ever see those ridiculous testosterone commercials? They talk to us like we're a bunch of idiots. You know, you've seen them. Hey, guys, take this pill. It's all nonsense. Everything's perfect. Guys, get it. Age comes for all of us. I know. I'm 51 years old. You lose muscle. It's not good. Workouts get harder. Your recovery's terrible. The results don't show up like they used to. We've all been there. Let me tell you about a product from my good friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They make the best, highest quality supplements in the business, in my opinion. They have a new product called Force. It's filled with ingredients to help support healthy testosterone levels, help power your lean muscle, sustaining your lean muscle as you age, helps with your metabolism and overall performance. Force helps support your body's natural growth hormone production, and natural growth hormone, that's the difference maker too. Force takes a scientific next step for you, and that's what you get when the medical doctors design this formula instead of a marketing department designing it. Let's get you started with 20% off and free rush shipping. Just visit brickhousenutrition.com/Dan, enter promo code Dan. That's promo code Dan at brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Again, brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. The product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition.
Every home service job means another piece of paper. Quotes, invoices, checks, it piles up fast. Before you know it, you're spending more time sorting than getting work done. Jobber keeps everything in one place, from quotes to payments, so nothing gets lost. Businesses using Jobber grow an average of 44% in their first year and get paid 4 times faster than checks. Less paper, more profit. Start a free trial today at jobber.com.
Now, at McDonald's, wake up to a $4 breakfast meal deal. Wake up to a sausage McMuffin or a sausage biscuit, to hash browns, and wake up to a hot coffee. Get your $4 breakfast meal deal.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
But real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals.
Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics.
But what truly matters is what comes next.
We interpret the results,
Connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led, personalized plan you can act on with confidence.
because information alone doesn't change outcomes.
Insight does.
At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test.
It begins there.
Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know, folks, Americans rely on credit cards for secure payments and seamless transactions. But consumers stand to lose it all with the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandate bill. Big government mandates favor corporate megastores and allow them to choose how your credit card is processed. They might end up using untested payment networks that could jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Visit guardyourcard.com to learn more. That's guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
True. Notice how Marjorie Taylor Greene is constantly quoted by the Democrats in their media? Have you noticed that? They're loving this. They love these people. So the Democrats, the Marxist Islamists, the foreign bots, foreign governments, foreign audiences, Pakistan and elsewhere, they love these people. They love these people. Oh, for what? Money? For money. Some of them actually believe the bigotry, the insanity that they spew, and convince themselves. But the media loves them, promotes them, gives them headlines, uses them against our president, against the GOP, against MAGA. Folks, history is unfolding right before our eyes. The President of the United States is delivering over and over and over again, more than his promises, beyond. But our system of government was meant for we, the people, to get involved too. Millions and millions of us who love faith, family, and freedom, and to get behind our president. I want you to join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Unlike other senior organizations, AMAC is built around the values we hold dear. Members receive trusted news, the outstanding AMAC magazine, money-saving discounts on travel and insurance like you've never seen, and a whole lot more. Right now, you can join for 5 years, just $47. That's a little more than $9 a year. That's less than $1 a month. Go to amac.us/Levin. That's amac.us/Levin. If you use those benefits and discounts, they will multiple times more than pay for that membership. Join the Association of Mature American Citizens today and be a part of the solution. You'll be glad you did. And by the way, you can be 18 or older. You don't have to be a senior citizen. You just have to be mature. That's why they call themselves the Association of Mature American Citizens. I'll be right back. Folks, history is unfolding right before our eyes. The President of the United States has delivered an incredible, consequential first year, restoring strength at our borders, rebuilding American confidence, and putting this country back on a path of common sense and constitutional principles. I believe our system was never meant to rest on one leader. It depends on millions of informed, engaged citizens who are willing to stand up for faith, family, and freedom. There's more work to be done, and that's where we come in. I want you to join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Unlike other senior organizations, AMAC is built around the values we hold dear. Members receive trusted news, the outstanding AMAC magazine, money-saving discounts on travel and insurance, and a heck of a lot more. And get this, right now you can join for 5 years for just $47. Go to amac.us/Levin. That's amac.us/LEVIN. And join the Association of Mature American Citizens today and be part of the solution.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
WMAL.
Outer Loop of the Beltway in Largo, slow from Central Avenue to Route 1. Also on the Outer Loop of the Beltway in Montgomery County, you'll find it slow between New Hampshire Avenue and Georgia Avenue. BW Parkway northbound in Cheverly jammed up between 202 and the Beltway. Then in Greenbelt, northbound BW is stop and go from the NASA Goddard exit to 197. And southbound BW Parkway in Laurel, there is a crash between 197 and Powder Mill Road. Traffic is jammed from 198. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Mostly clear tonight, lows near 45, increasing clouds for your Friday. PM showers, high of 67.
Make this summer count at Jefferson Community College. With summer classes offered in just 3, 4, or 8-week formats, you can earn college credit faster, online or on campus. Whether you want to get ahead, catch up, or stay on track towards your degree, Jefferson's summer courses are designed to fit your schedule. Classes begin late May with multiple start dates throughout the summer. Registration is open, but spots fill quickly. Jumpstart your future this summer at Jefferson Community College. Register today at sunyjefferson.edu.
Now, at McDonald's, wake up to a $4 breakfast meal deal. Wake up to a sausage McMuffin or a sausage biscuit, to hash browns, and wake up to a hot coffee. Get your $4 breakfast meal deal.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. Their environmentally friendly structural foam, With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. License in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
WMAL, more than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health, resulting in high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain social connections. Try a new hobby, volunteer, exercise, or use your phone or other device to stay in touch. Visit connecttoeffect.org to find resources and ways to stay connected. Presented by AARP Foundation with support from United Healthcare.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my call.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense of the news.
WMAL.
WMAL.
This is the show the New York Times is afraid of. Mark Levin. Call him now at 877-381-3811.
Paying $70, $80, $90 a month to big wireless for unlimited data is insanity. Especially when Pure Talk, my wireless company, well, they're going to give you unlimited high-speed data, just $34.99 a month. Nobody does that. In fact, Pure Talk never did that before. Unlimited high-speed data at Pure Talk used to start at $55 a month. But Pure Talk is always looking to give you more for less, and they truly are. That's why they began in the first place. You can now get unlimited, listen to this, unlimited high-speed data, just $34.99 a month. So if you've looked at Pure Talk before, but you didn't make the move, can you check them out again? You should make the move. I made the move. It's a good move. If you're wondering, is Pure Talk's network really as good as the overpriced big guys? The answer is yes. But you can try it out for yourself for 30 days. Hello? 30 days. No contract, no cancellation fees. You have nothing to lose. Keep your phone, keep your number. Try out Pure Talk for 30 days. No risk. No risk. The U.S. customer service team is standing by to help you switch right now. It just takes a few minutes. That's it. Few minutes. Just dial pound 250. Pound 250. Say the keyword Mark Levin. You're off to the races. Claim the unlimited high-speed data. Just $34.99. 30 days. Try it out, America. Again. Dial pound 250. Say Mark Levin. Switch to my wireless company, America's wireless company, Pure Talk. It's a patriotic company. It's based in America. Its customer service is in America. Its employees are in America. It supports our veterans with very generous donations. Folks, this is a great company. It was founded by a veteran. That's right. Pound 250. Say the keyword Mark Levin and get started. You have nothing to fear. I'm just telling you, you have nothing to fear. All right. President of the United States. He's very angry about this Hakeem Jeffries, although he keeps his cool. And Jeffries attacking the Supreme Court as illegitimate because it wouldn't hand him what he wanted. A bunch of racially based districts. In other words, Democrats. If those racially based districts elect Republicans, he'd be opposed to them. Cut three, go.
The Democrats essentially want to defund the police, just so you know. They want to defund law enforcement. It's crazy. These people have gone crazy. I heard Hakeem Jeffries, a low IQ person, he's a very low IQ, screaming today that the Supreme Court is illegitimate. I mean, that's a dangerous statement. And if I say something modest, they say, oh, he's a king, he's a king. They're sick. But Hakeem Jeffries said the Supreme Court is illegitimate. That's a rough statement. If I made that statement, it would be the biggest story out there. Bad things would happen.
Absolutely. This is also an effort to intimidate the justices when it comes to the birthright citizenship case. Make no mistake about it. And that is his dog whistle, as they say, to the Democrat Party mob, their militia, putting them on alert. Get ready to harass the justices. Get your bullhorns ready and your drums ready. You know where they live. It'll be different this time, though. Biden isn't president. Meritless Garland is an attorney general. No, we have a great acting attorney general and a great president, and they won't stand for it. But make no mistake, that's part of what's going on here. And I want Justices Barrett, Justice Roberts, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and of course, Thomas and Alito, to understand you will be safe. You will be safe. I know the left is violent. We constitutional conservatives, we don't even believe in violence. We believe in self-defense. But I'm just making a point. This is all intended to intimidate the justices and the independence of the courts. It all started with Schumer. When he called out Gorsuch and he called out Kavanaugh, remember about the whirlwind? You better watch yourself. This whirlwind, you're going to pay for it. Remember all that? Excuse me, cholera. You have that handy? Let's do it, baby. Go.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch. I want to tell you, Kavanaugh. You have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Mm-hmm. That threat. And this threat from Hakeem Jeffries. Cut 4, go.
The guy's falling apart. The MAGA majorities in Congress are falling apart. The Supreme Court is a disgrace. And Ben, in the new Congress, we're going to have to do something about this Supreme Court. And let me be very clear. Everything is on the table. Everything to deal with this corrupt MAGA majority that is issuing political opinions that are designed to...
Let me tell you something, you little jerk. Let me tell you nice and clear. You don't own the Supreme Court. You don't own the House. You don't own the Senate. You don't own the presidency. What do you mean everything's on the table, moron? You swore on your Bible that you would hold the Constitution. You don't get to control the Supreme Court. You can criticize it, but you're threatening it right now. You don't get to control the House with your race-based gerrymandering. Political gerrymandering, yes. Racial gerrymandering, no. That was actually outlawed by the 1965 Voting Rights Act. You and your fellow comrades take over the House. You're going to impeach the president, pack the court, change the voting system. Screw you. Who the hell do you think you are? Hakeem Jeffries? You're nobody. You're a politician. You got elected from a Democrat district. That's it. The Constitution belongs to Mr. and Mrs. America. Not you, you jerk. Not you. Belongs to us. We the people. You're in that office temporarily. Temporarily. I don't know who this jerk thinks he is, but he's making a lot of threats lately. A lot. He attacked Caroline Leavitt. She's a little thing. I mean, she's pregnant now, obviously. Cold stone liar, attacks her, tough guy. Tough guy. Let me be very clear. Keep your damn hands off our Supreme Court. That doesn't mean I won't criticize the court. Of course I will when I feel I should. But I'm not in favor of adding seats to ensure that our agenda is constitutionalized. First, they start with the filibuster on these Supreme Court justices. Was done once, prior to Harry Reid. And then they made it a pattern. And they used it against black nominees. They really care that more blacks hold public office. No, they don't. They care that liberal blacks, Democrat that blacks hold public office. You've heard of Burgess Owens. He's a great man. He's a congressman from Utah. A federal judge ordered a change in the map that was passed by the legislature. Burgess Owens' district was altered, heavily Democrat, blue, and he's retiring. So there, a black, Republican, Christian, conservative, blown out of Congress. Do you hear Hakeem Jeffries complaining about that, ladies and gentlemen? Clarence Thomas, the second black ever nominated to the Supreme Court. Did the Democrats rally around him? Look at this. We've got a black man who's been nominated by a Republican. Let's support him. Of course not. They tried to kill him off and destroy him in every respect. They're not fooling anybody, these jerks. They're not fooling anybody. This isn't about black representation. This is about Democrat representation. And I'm so fired up about this, I'm going to deal with this on Saturday in the opening statement as well. Everything's on the table, says the little dictator. Everything's on the table. Here's Schumer. Cut 6, Mr. Producer. Go.
And today we're ramping up our efforts. We see the need for it just today in today's Supreme Court decision, which was a despicable decision that is a return to Jim Crow, taking decades of hard work, sweat, blood, and tears, and even people dying.
Hold on there, Sparky. Hold on there a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go online, put in Voting Rights Act of 1965 text. I want you to read Section 2. That's what's being litigated here. I think it's 1 or 2 sentences. And then I want you to tell me how that can be used to create racial districts. It can't. The goal was to destroy racial districts, to destroy them, not create them. If districts are created that don't provide an opportunity for black people to run or brown people to run or anybody to run, that's unconstitutional. Or they don't provide an opportunity for anybody to vote for anybody they want to. That doesn't mean race-based. Then that's unconstitutional. The goal was to prevent the obstacles that were created by the Democrats who keep talking about the Jim Crow South. That should be called the Democrat Jim Crow South, because that was them. It wasn't us. It wasn't Republicans. The purpose of Section 2 was to eliminate poll taxes, literacy tests, all these other things that were used by the Democrats to either prevent blacks from voting or to diminish the black population voting. That's what it was intended to do. As Clarence Thomas points out in his brilliant concurrence, just read it. It wasn't intended to create racial districts, because if it was, then, ladies and gentlemen, there would be white districts all over the place that were for white people and only white people. Now, here's a dirty little secret that nobody's telling you. The Democrats want these all black districts, number one, so they can't lose. They want that Democrat seat. It's not about black. Number two, seniority. They're trying to protect each other. Number 3, in many states, the Republicans agree with the Democrats in these black districts. Why? Why, Mr. Producer? Because if you concentrate blacks in 1 or 2 or a handful of districts, that means the suburban districts and the outer suburban districts will be more what? White. And the Democrats think, well, we'll get our black person in on this seat because we'll make sure that nobody else can beat them. And you have Republicans say, fine by us. Not all, but some. Fine by us. Now we'll have more chance of winning districts outside the urban area. This whole thing is a hoax. It's a ruse. This jerk Hakeem Jeffries, he knows exactly what I'm telling you. And half, listen to me, I'm going to talk about this more Saturday on Fox, and half of the Democrats in the House who are black come from districts that are 40% or less black. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you this now. I'm going to elaborate on it big time on Saturday. But isn't it funny how nobody else in the media is telling you this? Nobody. It's Washington covering for Washington. The Supreme Court here did exactly the right thing, as compelled by the 14th and 15th Amendments, as compelled by the Voting Rights of 1965, and compelled by civil liberties. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. This winter, don't wait for a leak to force your hand. If you've noticed water spots, damaged shingles, or granulars in the gutters, call Valor Roofing now. I've seen their work in person, and trust me, Valor is the best. This week only, save huge on your new Valor roof with 50% off materials and no interest until 2027. Plus, tell them Vince sent you for extra WMAL listener savings. Call Valor at 833-83-VALOR or valorhome.com.
Mornings can feel like a lot, but there's one small choice that can make mornings feel good. Silk Protein. It's the smooth, plant-based beverage with 13 grams of complete plant protein and 50% less sugar than dairy milk. Pour it into your cereal, blend it into a smoothie, stir it into your coffee. Silk Protein makes mornings feel a little calmer, a little brighter, a little more, okay, I got this. Silk Protein. Feel planty good.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Blowing out your birthday candles should be easy, but if you have undiagnosed COPD, you may find yourself short of breath. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years to your life. If you have symptoms like wheezing or chronic cough, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Paying $70, $80, $90 a month to Big Wireless for unlimited data is insanity, especially when Pure Talk, my wireless company, is going to give you unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99 a month. Unlimited high-speed data at Pure Talk used to start at $55 a month, but because Pure Talk is constantly pushing to give you more for less, you can now get unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99 a month. If you've looked at Pure Talk before and you didn't make the move, please check them out again. And if you're wondering, is Pure Talk's network really as good as the overpriced big guys? Try it out for 30 days with no contract, no cancellation fees. Their U.S. customer service team is standing by to help you switch. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mark Levin to claim unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, switch to my wireless company, America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news.
Hit it. Oh, we're too close to the top. We can't do our DJ, I guess, stuff here. 2 facts, 1 conclusion, America. Fact 1, the U.S. Treasury recently reported the government has $6 trillion in assets and $47 trillion in liabilities, plus almost $300 trillion in unfunded obligations. So by definition, it's insolvent. And since 2021, gold prices have tracked with U.S. debt most perfectly. What does that mean? The debt goes up, the value of gold goes up. Fact 2, in 2025, global gold demand crossed 5,000 tons for the first time in history. But what does that mean? It means investment demand jumped 84% and mine production rose just 1%. Uh-oh. The demand is greater than the supply. Price is going up. That's the second reason. And when government prints their way through insolvency, paper weakens and often real assets rise. That's why you diversify. That's why you don't have everything in paper. Whether it's equities, whether it's just savings, whatever it is. And that's also why people call monetary gold 26 years of experience, 50,000 clients, AAA, Better Business Bureau rating, no hidden fees, no games. They're out front and open about everything. Call Monetary Gold right now, folks. They're there. I want you to hear what they have to say. I want you to get their free gold and silver guide. Call them. They'll send you the free gold and silver guide. 877-NOW-GOLD. 877-NOW-GOLD. 877-NOW-GOLD, or go to marklovesgold.com. marklovesgold.com. At a minimum, get that free gold and silver guide. It's the best one that's ever been published. People love it. They've been using it and reading it because it's informative. It's in plain English. And you'll understand and you'll make a decision. No pressure. Everything's transparent. But get the gold and silver guide. People ask me all the time, how does this work? What's it? This is why we have the free gold and silver guide. But they don't have your contact. You have to contact them, and they are open right now. 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD, or visit marklovesgold.com. Am I a big gold person? The answer is yes. Performance varies. Always consult your financial and tax professional. But nothing should stop you from getting that free gold and silver guide. One more time, 877-NOW-GOLD, or visit marklovesgold.com. I encourage you. I beseech you, get that free guide right now. You're going to be glad you did, and then you can make some very informed decisions as well. The Power Hour's next, Hour 3. There's a lot. There's a lot. Everything's on the table. Everything's on the table here. I'll be right back.
I'm Joe Salciha, host of the Stacking Benjamins podcast. Today, we're going to talk about what if you came across $50,000. What would you do?
Put it into a tax-advantaged retirement account.
The mortgage. That's what we do.
Make a down payment on a home.
Something nice.
Buying a vehicle.
A separate bucket for this addition that we're adding.
$50,000, I'll buy a new podcast.
You'll buy new friends. And we're done. Thanks for playing, everybody. We're out of here. Stacking Benjamins. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
Illuminating the issues.
There's a whole lot missing here in this story, isn't there?
Every day.
Why are we the only ones reporting this?
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
This is my new best friend, Esther. She might look like any normal, playful puppy, but Esther's being raised to become a canine companions for independence assistance dog for a person with a disability. To get there, she needs lots of loving care and attention, plenty of exercise, and good eating habits so that she can live a long and healthy life for her future family. Visit cci.org or call 1-800-572-BARK. Raise a puppy, change a life. You can make a world of difference in the life of a person with a disability.
Making sense of the border.
Homeland security is right there at the tippy top of American concerns.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese. Weekdays at noon.
You've got to be tough.
News Talk 105.9. WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington. Cumulus Media Station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
It's released. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro making surveillance video of the suspect in the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner public. She says it shows the suspect, Cole Allen, shooting a Secret Service officer as he runs through security towards the ballroom, which was packed with administration officials and members of the media. And other images were released.
On Friday, he actually was seen strolling through the hallways, checking out the gym at the hotel, smiling, even having a conversation with hotel staff with no outward appearance of what was to come just a day later. Then, of course, on Saturday night, decked out in all black, he ends up sprinting his way past agents, apparently firing that shotgun while avoiding being hit and ultimately being placed into custody.
Fox's Kevin Cork. Allen had a brief court appearance today. He did not enter a plea and will remain jailed for now, pending trial. The longest partial shutdown of a federal department is over. President Trump has signed a DHS spending bill.
For the first time in 76 days, the Department of Homeland Security is reopened. The House signed off on a Senate-approved plan funding the department, except for ICE and Border Patrol. A separate measure backed by Republicans in the House and Senate would boost funding for immigration enforcement by another $70 billion through the duration of President Trump's term.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Democrats resisted a bill to fund the full Department of Homeland Security without reforms to ICE and Customs and Border Protection after two deadly shootings in Minneapolis during anti-ICE protests. A man convicted of beating and choking his brother's 13-year-old stepdaughter to death nearly 50 years ago has been executed in Florida. James Ernest Hitchcock died by lethal injection at Florida State Prison near Stark. America is listening to Fox News.
Another day, another gun. I'm Sharon Reardon from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. For the second time in as many days, a gun has been found at St. Charles High School in Waldorf.
I was in the building. Unfortunately, yesterday we had a gun, and today we had one as well. So that is unacceptable.
Superintendent Maria Navarro telling 7 News guns in the community are coming into schools.
Unfortunately, Charles County is not alone in this problem. My colleagues are having some of the same issues.
Just yesterday in Montgomery County, a fight at Blake High School involving a weapon sent one student to the hospital with a 19-year-old being detained. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Officials at Prince George's County Public Schools say a staff member at Duval High School has been placed on administrative leave after allegedly assaulting a student yesterday. The principal of the school sent out a letter to families describing it as a serious altercation, saying it involved inappropriate physical contact by the staffer. 7 News says the PGCPS is taking over the investigation and will consider criminal charges. And it's just an idea at this point, but Loudoun County is looking seriously at going to a year-round school calendar.
It is a big conversation.
An understatement from school board member Lauren Chernoff, who says the county's long list of religious holidays, teacher work days, and whatnot are making summer breaks shorter and shorter.
Personally, I would support year-round school as a parent and an educator, but we're going to need to do some work on feedback.
Here's some feedback from her colleague, John Pepper.
I'm vehemently against year-round schooling.
He says,
we are talking about putting in IB programs. We are talking about losing students the opportunity to go to governor's school, students who have formative experiences at summer camp.
The county sending surveys to parents to get their input. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Sharon Reardon, and now here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On DC 295 southbound, slow from Burroughs Avenue to Pennsylvania Avenue. Greenbelt, BW Parkway, northbound, stop and go from the Beltway to 197. In McLean, GW Parkway northbound is jammed up between 123 and the Beltway. On the Beltway, outer loop in Alexandria, 2 right lanes are blocked for a crash between Eisenhower Avenue Connector and Telegraph Road. Traffic is slow from Van Dorn Street. And 95 southbound in Lorton is stop and go from Route 1 to 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Mostly clear tonight, lows near 45, increasing clouds for your Friday. PM showers, high of 60.
Are home repairs draining your wallet? We can help. Let Cinch Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted our repair plans to keep their homes running. Get an affordable plan today and take the worry out of home ownership. Sign up now and save 30% on any plan. Appliance and system breakdowns are going to happen. Be prepared with a plan from Cinch Home Services and get 30% off today. Visit shopcinch.com/listen. Plan and terms apply.
You ever see those ridiculous testosterone commercials? They talk to us like we're a bunch of idiots. You know, you've seen them. Hey, guys, take this pill. It's all nonsense. Everything's perfect. Guys, get it. Age comes for all of us. I know. I'm 51 years old. You lose muscle. That's not good. Workouts get harder. Your recovery's terrible. The results don't show up like they used to. We've all been there. Let me tell you about a product from my good friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They make the best, highest quality supplements in the business, in my opinion. They have a new product called Force. It's filled with ingredients to help support healthy testosterone levels, help power your lean muscle, sustaining your lean muscle as you age, helps with your metabolism and overall performance. Force helps support your body's natural growth hormone production. And natural growth hormone, that's the difference maker too. Force takes a scientific next step for you, and that's what you get when the medical doctors design this formula instead of a marketing department designing it. Let's get you started with 20% off and free rush shipping. Just visit brickhousenutrition.com/Dan, enter promo code Dan. That's promo code Dan at brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Again, brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. The product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition.
In steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. All right. Talkie. Well, Mr. Producer, how the left, the New York Post, is fueling the violent war against England's Jews. And I might add that I would argue here in our country, the Democrat Party, the Islamists, and the woke right, led by Tucker Carlson, are also leading the charge and encouraging violence against Jews. I don't say that to be provocative, but day in and day out, you cannot say the things that these people say and pretend you don't know the consequences of it. Of course you do. It's called repetition. It's a drumbeat. You want to beat it into people's minds. You want to get them furious. You want to create anger, hysteria, fear, jealousy. You want to rev people up. That's what Carlson does. That's what Marjorie Schroeder Gangrene does. That's what they do. It's now undeniable, they write in the New York Post, the war against England's Jews is underway. Mobs of anti-Semites are raining hellfire and savagery on my country, peaceful, decent Jewish population, he writes. Jews have been murdered by radical Islamists. Wednesday brought a frenzied knifing attack on two visibly Jewish men in London. For me, there's no doubt whatsoever the left's frothing demonization of Israel. I want you to think about Tucker Carlson. I want you to think about Bernie Sanders. I want you to think about Van Hollen, Chris Murphy, all of them. The left's frothing demonization of Israel has endangered our Jewish compatriots. If you want to know where the scourge of Islamophobia can lead, what horrors it can unleash, look no further than the United Kingdom. Wednesday's anti-Semitic atrocity was truly unnerving. In Golders Green, a part of London with a large Jewish population, a man with a knife jabbed ferociously and randomly at two men, one in his 70s, the other in his 30s. Both were very seriously injured. Their crime, they were out, proud Jews on the streets of London. Terrifyingly, that has now become a risky business in 21st century Britain. Police are treating the night pogrom as a terrorist attack. It's not an isolated incident either. Indeed, the victims of this fascistic assault were treated by volunteers from Hatzalah, the nonprofit medical emergency service that serves Jews and others across the United Kingdom. Just last month, 4 of their ambulances were incinerated in the dead of night by masked Jew haters who doused the vehicles in petrol and set them afire. In modern-day Britain, Jews knifed in broad daylight by racist monsters are then looked after by medical charities themselves have been subjected to fiery fascistic assaults. Over the past fortnight, 2 London synagogues and a local Jewish charity have suffered fire bombings. The message is as clear as it is barbarous. Jews are not welcome in Britain. The most shocking thing has been the sniveling silence of so-called progressives in the wake of those attempted mini Kristallnachts. These keffala-wearing, hyper-woke people see fascism everywhere. They think everything from the vote for Brexit to the election of Donald Trump is just like the 1930s. Yet when something actually happens, it really does echo the 1930s. They shrug their shoulders. To them, everything is fascism except fascism. Only last year in October, Yom Kippur, 2 Jews were killed in an Islamist assault on a synagogue in Manchester. A killer literally named for jihad, that is Jihad al-Shami, slaughtered them on the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. None of these attacks happened in a vacuum. They were underpinned, I would say energized, by the broader, swirling culture of Islamo-leftist hatred for the Jewish state and everyone who supports it. This is from the New York Post. Indeed, mere hours after those 2 Jews were put to death in Manchester, leftist mobs were on the streets chanting, "Globalize the Intifada." 2 dead Jews weren't enough for them. They wanted the annihilation of Israel itself. They rubbed the salt of Israelophobia into the wound of violent Jew hate. Jewish friends of mine in the UK have for years been sounding the alarm about the rise of Islamist and leftist anti-Semitism. And ladies and gentlemen, it's here in our country, except that it's expanded. The woke right neo-fascists, led by Katarlson, Fuentes, and many others, in my humble opinion. They beg progressives to stop chanting for more intifada, rightly calling it a cry for violence against Jews, like the mayor of New York City, for God's sakes, and his putrid little wife. They said it's dangerous to demonize Zionists as genocidal racists. given most British Jews identify as Zionists. It hangs a target sign around our necks, they said. But they were ignored. They were insulted. They were accused by progressives of weaponizing anti-Semitism to silence criticism of Israel. God, do I hear this here and see this online? This dismissive attitude was worse than callous. It actively endangered the Jews. It embodied violent anti-Semites by telling them they were right. The Jews really are a cynical, self-pitying people who weaponize anti-Semitism to protect their precious homeland from criticism. We've heard that from all the woke right, have we not, Mr. Producer? All of them. It was obscene. London's police are now investigating whether the recent attacks on Jews were funded or encouraged by Iran. Possibility that the mullahs of Tehran are financing the persecution of Jews in England is disturbing beyond belief. King Charles III this week is visiting the United States, making the case for stronger solidarity between the U.S. and UK. Here's his chance to take a stand. Together with President Trump, the king should make it clear. Our two nations vehemently oppose the disease of Jew hatred. They should denounce Islamist bigotry and leftist lunacy and absolutely defend the right of the Jewish nation and the Jewish diaspora to live in peace and security. How about it, Your Majesty? Let's make a show of Anglo-American civilization by firmly condemning its anti-Semitic, anti-Western enemies, writes Brendan O'Neill, chief political writer for the British online magazine Spike. Well, he certainly speaks for me. And our president is standing up to this. And he stood up to the woke right. And he's basically pushed them out of the MAGA movement. That's what he's done. And now they're out to destroy him. And the left-wing media is all in on it. You look at sites like Mediaite, the Drudge Report, the Daily Caller, which is Tucker's, and these other sites, these media outlets, they keep promoting these people, headlining these people, using them as a cudgel to attack the rest of us. The media in America are in on this. They are in on it. The podcast companies, that is the platforms that don't police themselves, they are in on it. They're in on it. Let's not fool ourselves. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
WMAL.
Are home repairs draining your wallet? We can help. Let Cinch Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted our repair plans to keep their homes running. Get an affordable plan today and take the worry out of home ownership. Sign up now and save 30% on any plan. Appliance and system breakdowns are going to happen. Be prepared with a plan from Cinch Home Services and get 30% off today. Visit shopcinch.com/listen. Plan and terms apply.
You ever see those ridiculous testosterone commercials? They talk to us like we're a bunch of idiots. You know, you've seen them. Hey, guys, take this pill. It's all nonsense. Everything's perfect. Guys, get it. Age comes for all of us. I know. I'm 51 years old. You lose muscle. That's not good. Workouts get harder. Your recovery's terrible. The results don't show up like they used to. We've all been there. Let me tell you about a product from my good friends at Brickhouse Nutrition. They make the best, highest quality supplements in the business, in my opinion. They have a new product called Force. It's filled with ingredients to help support healthy testosterone levels, help power your lean muscle, sustaining your lean muscle as you age, helps with your metabolism and overall performance. Force helps support your body's natural growth hormone production. And natural growth hormone, that's the difference maker too. Force takes a scientific next step for you, and that's what you get when the medical doctors design this formula instead of a marketing department designing it. Let's get you started with 20% off and free rush shipping. Just visit brickhousenutrition.com/Dan, enter promo code Dan. That's promo code Dan at brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Again, brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. The product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This announcement is to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. You could be one of millions of drivers who may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan, your deductible, and the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, protect your vehicle now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. For your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify, visit EnduranceWarranty.com. EnduranceWarranty.com.
With Donald Trump back in office, one of his biggest adversaries, top Democrat Dick Durbin of Chicago, is leading the charge to derail President Trump's agenda at every turn. And now Senator Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Right now, Americans have thousands of credit card options, all with equal strong security. But Durbin's plan could result in less security. That means more risk for your credit, your identity, and your financial future. So Durbin's bill isn't about helping consumers. It's a giveaway to corporate megastores, which could shift costs onto you while putting your rewards and fraud protections in jeopardy. We've seen Durbin's failed policies before. His last big banking regulation backfired, leading to higher costs and fewer benefits for American families. Tell Republican senators, stop Durbin's government takeover of your credit card before it's too late. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. That's guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really kick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
It's a long time since we've had our friend, Professor Randy Barnett, on the program. Law professor, brilliant man, a dear friend of mine. Randy, how are you, brother?
I'm doing great, Mark, and it has been too long. I love being on your show.
Yeah, I love having you too. But things bog us down after a while. You've written a fascinating book, Felony Review, Tales of True Crime and Corruption in Chicago. Now, you're a man of Chicago, pretty much, aren't you?
I am. I grew up in Calumet City, south side of Chicago, and my parents were from Chicago. And while you were at the DOJ serving your country with Attorney General Ed Meese, I was serving the people of the state of Illinois as a Cook County State's Attorney, and I'm sure you think your time at DOJ with Ed Meese is one of the highlights of your life. And I can tell you, being a criminal prosecutor, working with the Chicago police and my fellow prosecutors was certainly one of the highlights of my life.
In the good old days, right?
Well, remember, it's tales of true crime and corruption. Corruption was rampant in Cook County at that time, and the book is all about that, and it names names.
Let's get into this. So you decided to write this, and we can't go through the whole book, but give us a few examples.
Well, the book opens up when I'm taking a confession from a gang member who participated in the stabbing murder of 3 young teens who came to Chicago to buy some marijuana and ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they were murdered and they were massacred. And the book opens up with me being in the police station at 2 a.m, taking his confession as a member of the Felony Review Unit. The name of the book is Felony Review because we have a unit in Chicago where no Chicago police officer can bring felony charges against somebody without a Cook County State's Attorney signing off. So there has to be a 24/7 unit that's there to respond to crime scenes and respond to police stations in order to evaluate cases, interview witnesses, interview the cops, and if possible, get confessions. And the book starts with a blood-curdling confession I took from this 19-year-old guy who participated in the massacre of these 3 young men.
And what exactly did he do?
What did the 3 young men do? What did he do? There were 4 gang members. These guys went to buy marijuana. They went to a local hamburger stand where these Latin Eagles hung out to buy marijuana. The Latin Eagles told them, "We don't have any marijuana," and they didn't have any marijuana. And then the guy from the suburbs thought they weren't trusting him, and so they tried to ingratiate himself by telling how close he was to members of the Latin Kings and how he had written on hits against the Latin Eagles as a member of the Latin Kings, and in fact he was talking to the Eagles and not the Kings, and so the Eagles said, hey, we know where you can get marijuana, come with us, drove these kids to an alley, took them out of their car, and then one by one led them back into the car and stabbed each one of them to death on top of each other.
So the second and third one knew they were going to die, right?
Yeah. In fact, and we get the facts of what literally happened from this guy's mouth. And what he said was, when he was stabbing the guy he was stabbing with, the guy said, I'm dead. Meaning, you don't have to stab me anymore.
Oh my God.
And he was dead. He was dead soon after that. Mm-hmm. And that we heard that detail from the killer. I heard that.
And how long ago?
I was a Cook County State's Attorney from 77 to 1981.
Are these perps still alive? Are they still in prison?
They were sentenced to death, but a very corrupt governor commuted the death sentences of all the people who were on death row, and so their death sentence was commuted to life imprisonment without parole.
And the name of the governor?
I'm just trying to blank. He's a famous governor because he went to jail. He ultimately was trying to stave off a conviction by doing this, but it
was
didn't
he
work.
Republican?
I'm just drawing a blank. No, he was a Democrat.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank myself.
I'm just drawing a blank on his name.
Who was the mayor at the time? Do you remember?
It could have been Harold Washington. It could have been Jane Byrne. We were in between Mayor Daley's. Now, for the last year of my career at the State's Attorney's Office, I worked for Rich Daley, Mayor Daley's son, and he became the state's attorney, and we were deathly afraid. I worked for a Republican, Bernard Carey, for 3 years. We were very proud of our integrity. We were very proud of our professionality. We had a lot of swagger. We were deathly afraid that when Rich Daley came in, it was going to revert to the bad times of old. But it didn't. He ended up being a good prosecutor. And when I finally resigned my position, I made an appointment to meet with him at the Daley Center, named after his dad, to thank him for having been such a good prosecutor while I worked for him.
And what did he say to you?
He's a very humble guy. He was very, kind of aw shucks about the whole thing.
Is he still with us?
I believe he is. He was a good mayor too. He was an excellent mayor. They've had nothing but bad mayors since then. Yeah, but he was a good mayor.
Mm-hmm. Absolute disasters. You're right. When I'm looking at it now, it doesn't say he's passed. I'm just looking quickly.
I haven't heard that he has. So, because I'm not in Chicago, I moved out of Chicago for Boston to go to Boston University in 1993. So I don't keep up as closely with all the Chicago events as I might have if I was still there.
But it's a fascinating book because you go through these examples and so forth and so on. Give us an example in the book on corruption.
Well, when I worked auto theft preliminary hearing court, we had a judge, a circuit judge, who said that you can't file motions to suppress in preliminary hearing. That's something that can only happen in the trial court. So one day a chop shop case came in. Chop shop was like a murder one case when you're in auto theft court. It's a organized crime controlled. You can't sell stolen cars because of vehicle identification numbers. So you chop them up into parts. You sell them through auto wrecking yards that the mob controls. So when you bust a chop shop, it's a really big deal. The chop shop case came in. A very well-connected lawyer came in, started examining cross-examining the cop about the circumstances of the search. The cop starts admitting to the illegality of the search, which cops never do on the witness stand. So now we know the cop is under some kind of an arrangement with the defense. And then we objection beyond scope of preliminary hearing, because that was the judge's normal practice. And the judge said, overruled. We said, overruled? Are you kidding me? It turns out the judge was in on it too. And ultimately that judge was convicted for corruption in Operation Greylord. But that was the first time we discovered that he was corrupt. Although the tip-off, if we'd have only known that when he was a traffic court judge, his nickname was Dollars Divine. His name was John Divine. His nickname was Dollars Divine. If we had known his nickname, it'd have been a tip-off that we were in front of a corrupt judge.
Was it Governor Walker or Governor Ryan, by the way?
Governor Ryan, George Ryan. Thank you. It was George Ryan.
You can thank Mr. Producer. He's quick.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. It was bad when you were there. You think it's worse now?
I do not. I mean, I think, unfortunately, the prosecutor's office got worse because of a series of bad state's attorneys, although the most recent state's attorney I hear good things about. And some great lawyers had to leave the state's attorney's office because Kim Fox and the other state's attorneys were so bad. But when it comes to corruption in the circuit court, Operation Graylord, which I talk a lot about in the book, and it's the reason I can name names because everybody I talk about was ultimately convicted. Operation Graylord, I think, really had a chilling effect on corruption in the circuit court. When I was there, everybody felt a sense of immunity. They could do whatever they wanted. Nothing was ever going to happen to them. And ever since then, they know better. And a lot of my former state's attorneys are now circuit court judges themselves, nearing retirement. A lot of them called me after hearing me talk about the book and thanked me for sort of chronicling what we've all been through together. So I think it's much better, actually, when it comes to the judiciary.
Are these circuit judges elected or appointed?
They're initially appointed, and then they have to stand for election.
Mm-hmm. All right, don't hang up. This book is fantastic. Felony Review by Professor Randy Barnett. Make sure we post it, Mr. Producer. I encourage you to grab a copy off of Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to really enjoy it. It reads like a multi-chapter detective story and so forth, but it's the real deal. It's the real deal. Tales of true crime and corruption in Chicago. We'll be right back.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Are home repairs draining your wallet? We can help. Let Cinch Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted our repair plans to keep their homes running. Get an affordable plan today and take the worry out of home ownership. Sign up now and save 30% on any plan. Appliance and system breakdowns are going to happen. Be prepared with a plan from Cinch Home Services and get 30% off today. Visit shopcinch.com/listen. Plan and terms apply.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers comprehensive auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus benefits like 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim through the repair process to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Visit endurancewarranty.com for your fast free quote today. That's endurancewarranty.com.
The Nissan Rogue. Pack it. Push it. Rev it. Rip it. Test it. Trust it. Drive it. It can take it. The 2026 Nissan Rogue. Built for all the noisy, crazy, happy chaos you can throw at it. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
People always ask, Nick Jonas, what's it like to be a rock star? Who asks you that? People, Joe, people. And I tell them it's heavy work, late nights, lots of travel. I'm always looking for ways to feel lighter. And that's why you're always carrying balloons. What? No. What? That's why we always drink Almond Breeze.
Oh yeah, stuff is great. Creamy, delicious. It's so light.
That's right. I put it in my smoothie, my coffee, my cereal.
Point is, use Almond Breeze.
That's just what I was going to say.
1 second, you're enjoying your first day off and forever.
Then, mid-lunch, your phone buzzes. A window's been broken at home, and you're miles away. In 1 second, everything can change. That's why ADT offers security systems with 24/7 monitoring, with tech that helps first responders prioritize your emergency. And with the ADT Plus app, you can stay informed and in control of your home from virtually wherever you are. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com to learn more.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like the music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Experience luxury made for everyday living with Ashley Luxe. Ashley Luxe places style in your hands and homes, inspiring your everyday spaces with premium furnishings at a surprisingly practical price. Because beautiful design isn't made to be admired, it's made to be lived. And now it's made for you. Shop the collection at your nearest Ashley store and online at ashley.com/luxe. Available now.
Making sense of your world.
Greatly appreciated.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
I love listening to you.
Making sense of the news. The thunder on the right. Call in now. 877-381-3811.
The book is Felony Review, Tales of True Crimes and Corruption in Chicago. Nothing fictional about this. It is a fascinating, compelling book. You can get it on Amazon.com, any major bookstore. You're really going to love it. You know, they can make a movie out of some of this, Randy, don't you think? I'm sure you'd love it, but I think so.
I've done one TV pitch, and this was designed around that TV pitch. There's a hidden thing going on that I can't tell you about, and it has a surprise ending.
Well, then, when can you tell us?
Well, you have to buy the book, and you'll find it. I don't want to spoil the end of the book.
I don't blame you.
I can tell people are very, very happy with the surprise ending when they get to it.
What are the lessons that one learns or you learned in this experience?
Well, one of the things I did take the opportunity to do in this book is draw lessons as that I observed on a variety of topics. I'll give you 3 examples. I talk about why do people confess to the police without being coerced. I talk about why you would need a different kind of criminal defense lawyer if you're innocent than if you're guilty. I talk about why the exclusionary rule made the system a better system, but in fact should be replaced with something else besides the exclusionary rule. That's the kind of lessons that I draw in the book.
Different kind of attorney if you're innocent. What kind of attorney would you want?
Well, here's the problem with being innocent in our system. Our system is actually so reliable that everybody in the entire system presumes that anybody who's been charged is guilty. By the time they're charged, formally charged, and they've survived felony review and all the rest, they're guilty. Now, the problem is that even though it's a very reliable system, it isn't 100% reliable, but the innocent go into the system basically with a presumption against them, a practical presumption of guilt, notwithstanding the legal presumption of innocence. And what a person like that needs is a lawyer that's capable of proving that they're innocent. And a lot of defense lawyers are not capable of doing that. They're capable of knocking down the prosecutor's case. Well, that's something a guilty person needs. But an innocent person, unfairly, I would say, but as a practical matter, they need somebody who can prove they're guilty, prove they're innocent. And by and large, that person is going to be a former prosecutor, because it's prosecutors who have to prove stuff, and it's defense attorneys who knock down what the prosecutor proves.
And have you done that sort of practice?
No, I never did defense work, Mark. I stayed on the prosecution side. Then I went right into academia, and I've been a law professor ever since.
How do you go from state prosecutor to academia?
Well, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I went into the job market after being in the prosecutor's office for 3 years, and I got no interviews, no callbacks from the annual meeting which you get recruited at. And then I changed my affiliation. I went to the University of Chicago as a research fellow. and I took a leave of absence from the state's attorney's office for a year, which they graciously gave me. And just by changing my affiliation, I had 25 interviews and 5 or however many callbacks and 3 job offers. So it was not easy to do, but it was the University of Chicago that helped me do it.
And now you're a very well-known law professor. And how did you wind up where you are now?
Well, I started teaching at the Chicago Kent College of Law, I was very grateful to get a job anywhere, and I was very grateful to get a job there. I spent 11 years there. I went to Boston University. I spent 13 years there, and I've been privileged to be at Georgetown for about 20 years, and I really love it at Georgetown. I love my students. I love being in D.C., where I'm close to the Supreme Court. I have a Georgetown Center for the Constitution that is an academic institution institute favoring originalism. We have an annual originalism summer seminar for students from around the country. We have an originalism for judges seminar. I'm having a great time. I can't say I want to go back and be a prosecutor, but that really was an unforgettable time in my life, for which I'm very proud. And I was very, very happy to commit it to paper so other people can share that experience.
The book is Felony Review. I highly recommend it. Tales of True Crime and Corruption in Chicago. It's like one TV show after another. You know, you watch these shows on A&E and so forth and so on. And I'm thinking, it just reminds me of these different lawyer shows. It reminds me of these different cop shows. Do you ever watch any of these shows?
I do, and Alan Dershowitz says it's like a reality TV show.
I was close.
Forward. Yeah, and I actually reproduce at the end of the book letters that I wrote to Grant Tinker and Stephen Bochco criticizing the depiction of lawyers on Hill Street Blues that came on, and then eventually on LA Law. Because I am a child of TV. I became a lawyer, Mark, because of The Defenders, a TV show that came on TV when I was 10 years old, and that's why I wanted to be a lawyer. To me, the only kind of lawyer you could be was a trial lawyer, a criminal trial lawyer, and that's what I got to be.
Being a trial lawyer is a lot of work, isn't it? And it's very emotional.
It's a lot of work. It's a young man. For me, it would be a young man's game. I couldn't put up with all the BS now. I'll bet you couldn't put up with all the BS in the DOJ now either if you had to do it.
Yeah,
when you're young, you do anything because that's just the way it is. But it's a very demanding, but very rewarding experience. Here's the thing: unlike every other government worker, we get a win-loss record. We get an immediate feedback. We get a win or we get a loss. How many government workers get rated like that? Juries rate us, and a successful prosecutor should win all his cases because we have the evidence, or we shouldn't be trying the guy in the first place.
Well, it's a fascinating book. I hope the audience will jump in here. Actually, I've never read a book like this before. It's really, really fascinating to me. Randy Barnett's one of the great lawyers in our country, one of the great legal scholars in our country. Originalism is something that he promoted early on, like my boss, Edwin Meese, and made it really the interpretive method of people who are serious about upholding the Constitution. And prior to them, really nobody paid attention to it. We just gave in to the activists and so forth. Felony Review is the book. Tales of True Crime and Corruption in Chicago, Randy Barnett. Go to Amazon.com, any of my social sites, any serious bookstore. They'll have them. Randy, really great job. I appreciate it, my friend.
Well, and before we go, I just got to thank you for everything you've done on behalf of opposing anti-Semitism on the left and on the right. You've been a hero of mine. I've watched you from afar. You've taken the slings, you've taken the arrows, and thank you so much for what you've been doing the last year or two. I really, really, really thank you for that.
You're very, very kind, and God bless you, my friend. Appreciate it.
God bless you too, Mark.
You too. He's right about that. A lot of this is a young man's game because when I was at the Department of Justice, Chief of Staff to Ed Meese, we had arrows flying in every direction. And yet we kept our eye on the ball. Those were good days for the Department of Justice and the American people. And Reagan was a tremendous president too. So I know a tremendous president when I see one in Donald Trump. Trust me on this. He's absolutely fantastic. And because I worked directly for one of the greats, absolute greats. Let's take a few calls. Let's go to Danny, Washington, D.C., the great WMAL. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. I heard you talking earlier about Hakeem Jeffries, the dime store Obama.
Yeah.
Seems to me, and I just, the Democrat Party, after they had their sacrificial lamb, Eric Swalwell, Hakeem has found it in himself to pick up the flag and run with it, because now he's the one that has become the mouthpiece for the party. And I don't understand why Nancy Pelosi hasn't put an end to it. I mean, the guy is a blithering idiot.
He really
He's
is.
not doing them any favors.
No.
He is.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just, after they get rid of him, who's going to pick up the flag and run with it? Kamala?
Yeah, I don't know. Where were you born?
I was born in Washington, D.C., Sibley Hospital.
Really? Because you have like a Philly accent, in my humble opinion. Being from Philly.
And I have been all over the country. I've picked up every little regionalism you could think of.
Yeah. All right, man.
Born and raised Washingtonian.
You're the one. All right, I appreciate you, buddy. Take care of yourself. Very good. Let's go to Joe, Naperville, Illinois, the great WLS. That's a powerful, powerful station there. How are you?
Hey, Mark, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, it's really good to talk to you. Just want to let you know, first off, I'm a police officer, and I listen to you every night while I'm working, and I appreciate you keeping me company every night.
That's my honor. Thank you, sir. God bless. Be careful out there.
Just want to let you know, Randy, who you just talked to, appreciate him. I used to be a police officer where he used to live in Calumet City. And I just, I really hope that, if you're still in touch with him, a lot of these judges in Cook County and, all throughout the Tri-County area in, the surrounding suburbs, they're really all, starting to lean left. And, especially with our governor Pritzker, this guy, he's out of control.
Yeah,
I'm a big Trump supporter. And I hope, you'll communicate to Trump that all us police officers are hoping that he continues to push forward with his bill about.
He knows this. Let me tell you, he loves you guys. He knows this. Trust me. He knows what you're talking about. And we also know about Pritzker. Pritzker is a thug. He's a multi-billionaire. He didn't earn one penny of it. And so for him, this is just a free ride. He tries to position himself for a presidential run. I mean, look at this guy. Listen to this guy. Yeah, just disgusting. All right, my friend. Thank you for your call. Much appreciated. And be safe out there, all you cops. Be safe out there. Ladies and gentlemen, at American Financing, they know the difficulty of having these massive credit card balances, 20% interest rates or more. They know that you're struggling with healthcare costs thanks to the Obamacare sledgehammer that destroyed our whole healthcare system in terms of financing and insurance. So your deductibles are higher than they should be. Your premiums are higher than they should be. Now, if you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to our friends at American Financing, but you hesitated because, you don't want to give up your mortgage rate, right? Some of you acted about 4 years ago and you got great rates. But you also have this monkey on your back, this big debt from all these other parts of your life. Well, that's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. And I just want you to know the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. It's not fluctuating, so you'll know and have one predictable monthly payment, not these massive increases and fluctuations. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing mortgage intact. This is brilliant. I really want you to check it out. Now, of course, if you have a lousy rate, they can fix that too and take good care of you. There's no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. I use them. I like them. My daughter and her husband used them, liked them. Mr. Producer did very well. He likes them too. You'll like them too. 888-900-1828. Hello. 888-900-1828. 888-900-1828. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 888-900-1828 for details about credit costs and terms. Visit AmericanFinancing.net/Mark Levin. Average savings based on borrowers who save over $199.99.
Say what? I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
WMAL.
Are home repairs draining your wallet? We can help. Let Cinch Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted our repair plans to keep their homes running. Get an affordable plan today and take the worry out of home ownership. Sign up now and save 30% on any plan. Appliance and system breakdowns are going to happen. Be prepared with a plan from Cinch Home Services and get 30% off today. Visit shopcinch.com/listen. Plan and terms apply.
Looking for the best place to shop this Mother's Day? Go with the brand that makes it easy to send something thoughtful to everyone on your list. 1-800-Flowers.com. Right now at 1-800-Flowers, order 1 dozen roses and get another dozen free. More flowers mean more smiles, all backed by the quality, attention to detail, and trusted delivery experience that make 1-800-Flowers my top choice to send something beautiful Mom will love. Make Mom's Day at 1-800-Flowers.com/SXM. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/SXM.
Have you heard about JCPenney's Power Penny deals? Okay, here's how it works. You have between now and May 3rd to get to a JCPenney store or go to jcp.com to shop these can't-miss deals. There are fresh new deals every day, and they change like quick, and then they're gone. Done. Over. You can save on everything from the latest summer fashion to bright updates for your home, inside and out. So get to JCPenney fast because these deals won't last. Yes, JCPenney. Exclusions apply.
You've built a life, a career, a family, but maybe there's one goal you've been putting on hold. At Jefferson Community College, it's never too late to earn your college degree. With flexible programs, supportive faculty, and a campus close to home, Jefferson is built for busy adults, just like you. And now, through the SUNY Reconnect program, certain degrees can be earned tuition-free for eligible adults. Invest in yourself. Your future starts now at Jefferson Community College. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And it's bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Folks, history is unfolding right before our eyes. The President of the United States has delivered an incredible, consequential first year, restoring strength at our borders, rebuilding American confidence, and putting this country back on a path of common sense and constitutional principles. I believe our system was never meant to rest on one leader. It depends on millions of informed, engaged citizens who are willing to stand up for faith, family, and freedom. There's more work to be done, and that's where we come in. I want you to join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Unlike other senior organizations, AMAC is built around the values we hold dear. Members receive trusted news, the outstanding AMAC magazine, money-saving discounts on travel and insurance, and a heck of a lot more. And get this, right now you can join for 5 years for just $47. Go to amac.us/Levin. That's amac.us/LEVIN. And join the Association of Mature American Citizens today and be part of the solution.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with everything you're saying.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
My heart is great for what's going on.
Making sense of the news.
Love this new sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and you will too. Chapter is the name. Chapter Advisory is the company, that's the service. Seems like the government can't do simple. They made the tax code impenetrable. They buried Social Security in red tape. And they turned Medicare into thousands of plans with rules that change every single year. What do you do about this? Maybe if somebody help you, maybe they're not that good. Maybe they don't have access to all the plans. Well, as a result, millions of seniors in this country are on Medicare plans that might not fit their needs. And many people only find out when it's too late. And this is where Chapter can help. What a fantastic service. And I'm serious about this. Chapter is the only Medicare advisor that compares every single plan nationwide. Now, there are advisors out there that are statewide or regional, some paid by insurance companies and so forth and so on. That's not Chapter. When you call Chapter, you talk to a licensed advisor who will find the plan that actually fits your doctors, your prescriptions, your life. If you're already on the best plan for your needs, they'll tell you. If you're not, they can help you switch. They're very honest. Just last year, Chapter saved folks on average, ready? $1,100 simply by identifying better fitting plans. That is found money that goes right into your pocket. A call with Chapter is free. Hello, a call with Chapter is free. And they can review your options in about 20 minutes or less, folks. There is no reason to ignore this. None. If you're about to get on Medicare or you're on Medicare, why don't you give them a call? It's 250, pound 250. Again, pound 250. Say the keyword Medicare help. Here's the text. Pound 250. Say Medicare help. Pound 250. Say Medicare help. You know, you're going to thank me. I'm telling you the truth if you try this service. The call is free. They're going to check every plan nationwide against what you have and what you need. I mean, how do you beat that? Because it is very complicated. I know from personal experience. Let's go to Nick, Boca Raton, Florida. Let's go Sirius XM satellite. Go.
Hey, Mark. I am such a big fan. In fact, I'm sitting here realizing that I called Chapter. That's great stuff for me. That's not the reason I called, though. You know, I was a young CEO way back in the early 2000s, and in Chicago, and I had the fortune of meeting Richie Daley, the younger Daley, and I just remember two things. The first thing I remember is how he beat up on the California Democrats when he outsmarted them by getting Boeing to come to Chicago. And the second thing I remember is how he talked about just the stupidity of the Democrat Party for not fully supporting Bush in the fight after the World Trade Center. So those are the two things I remember about that. But to speed forward, because of Chicago-style corruption, I lost my company, and I had the opportunity when Obama was just about to become a senator. And I met him in person. I was at a YPO event, Young Presidents Organization. And I said, you know, you're going into a government, and everybody's talking about you know, all kinds of foreign interference and whatever. And I said, white-collar crime is off the charts. And I was actually, we had people at the top of the Democrat Party and the people at the top of the Republican Party, which is really only still the Democrat Party in Chicago, by the way, telling us that the case that I had was fixed and that my company was being stolen from me. And his eyes glazed over, and he couldn't get away from me fast enough. I still have a picture of that. And so I just want to thank you. You know, I live here in Boca. Bill Maher said it's the only true land that Jews have occupied. And I'm totally, as a Christian Zionist, I'm totally supporting you guys and feel so bad for what's going on with that part of the crazy Republican Party. So God bless you, Mark. You're doing a great job, brother.
Well, thank you, man. It's a beautiful call. I much appreciate it. You take care of yourself. And I want to say this to all of you in the audience. I am blessed. You are so young and so smart and so heartfelt. I know this to be the case. Wherever I go, people come up to me, they say, I've been listening to you, and I listen to you, and they say, I saw you on Fox, I've heard you on the radio. Well, either way or anyway. Thank you, and thank you. I will keep fighting for you no matter what. No matter.
This one.
That really was a
All right, I'll see everybody on the flip side. I'm taking a break.
I'm gonna play this.
Oh, Wiggins live, by the way.
No. Okay, let's get some backdrop. We'll get the